Right. 3 October 2024. And today I'm very excited to be giving you my update for today. Thursday is a big news day. A lot happens on a Thursday. And I hope to take you through everything that has happened and that is trending. And as I said, we're moving towards a new format. And I'll be letting you know within the next few days or weeks what I'm going to be doing. So today I want to start with the leading story. And this is to do with CC or former CC President Nelson Chamisa. And Nelson Chamisa has become a big topic over the past week or two as he is now more visible on his social platforms. And what is happening is that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission held a post-2023 conference in Nyanga, and Chamisa featured prominently there. And they've come up with some resolutions. And these resolutions are to do with Nelson Chamisa. Firstly, they have criticized Nelson Chamisa for what happened in the 2023 elections. Strange enough, they say that Nelson Chamisa, by not registering his party, this caused a massive problem. And they also said post the elections, Nelson Chamisa did not take the formal process of going to court, which caused a disruption. So they are now proposing that the political parties should now be registered. And this is the proposal that is out there. It's going to be formally put forward by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. I don't understand how they can say that when ZEC is the one that has got issues with the printing of the ballot papers, and they've got issues with delays of delivering ballot papers, they've got issues with rigging, and all the issues that we've seen with Wicknowledge where the opposition parties were not given a chance to see who printed the ballot papers. But this is what has happened. They are now putting the blame on Nelson Chamisa for not having a registered party, and they're now proposing that the Electoral Act should be amended so that there is a requirement for registration of political parties. So this is crazy stuff, but this is what is happening. You're going to see that proposal to get political parties registered. They've also not spoken about the hijacking of Nelson Chamisa's party following the election. Somehow we ended up with people that are not supposed to be in Nelson Chamisa's party taking charge of his party. And as we speak right now, over 68 of Nelson Chamisa's people who were in his party before he quit are currently in jail for over 100 days. And yesterday, I'm showing you the picture here of Amos Chibaya, who was the organizing secretary and who is currently the organizing secretary of the Blue Movement and CC. He is appearing in court, and Chibaya is currently in jail. Right now, as I speak, Chibaya has slept in jail for more than a week, based on the fact that on the 25th of June, he went to Timba's court case, or was court, and they gave a speech outside of court. So that is the reason why Chibaya is currently, right now as we speak, in jail. So a bizarre situation that is developing over there in Zimbabwe, but you're going to see that amendment that is going to take place so that any political party has to register. And this is because Nelson Chamisa managed to circumvent the process of hijacking of his party or infiltration ahead of the elections, resulting in the formation of a party with no structures. And this is, ZEC is obviously doing someone's bidding regarding this situation, because I do not think it's ZEC's job to say a political party must register. The law is the law. What does that have to do with anything? So let's look at this situation as it grows. This is going to develop crazy enough. We're going to be watching this situation as it develops. Then I want to go straight to Africa. Business, I love business. So let's go to Africa. And this story is amazing. So the Central Bank of Nigeria is celebrating the massive increase in foreign currency inflows. And this is an inflow increase of over 50% in the last quarter. This represents 136% increase in inflows on any year. So they've got 24 billion US dollars in the last quarter alone in Nigeria. And the reason is the Nigerian central bank has relaxed foreign currency rules. They've made it more transparent, and this has increased people who are in the diaspora who are bringing money into Nigeria. 59% of this 24 billion is coming from Nigerians in the diaspora, and 49% is coming from local. The Central Bank of Nigeria has set up a committee to facilitate more inflows from the diaspora funds. And you can go and have a look at the African banker. And on the screen, we are seeing is Oleyemi Kadoso, who is the Central Bank governor of Nigeria. So I hope that you found this useful. Nigeria doing very, very well after all those problems that they experienced last year. The Naira had crashed last year, but the central bank has intervened. In the case of Zimbabwe, the guys have got no plan. So John Masiyiwa is not a central banker. That man does not know what he's doing. And I've said it to you here. They've got no data. What is most embarrassing about the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is they're not ashamed to have no market data on the website. If you go on the website of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, I said this when he entered and he replaced John Mangudya. They do not take the market seriously. They do not put data out. The Nigerian guys have seen the problems, understood what is wrong, and then put in place a solution. And if I want to show you how bad the situation in Zimbabwe is. The prices in US dollars are crazy. So when you talk of US dollar prices, that is where the problem is in Zimbabwe. It's not the ZEC price only. Look at this special. This is a special by Mitsubishi in Zimbabwe. It is Zimoko. They are selling this car on a special. Normally it's higher than this. It's US 34,000 for this single cab here. And this is more than 3 times the price in South Africa of this car. And this car, because it's a single cab, it doesn't pay duty at the border. So it's purely profit. What you're seeing that is causing this price to go here is purely profit. In South Africa, you can easily buy this car for less than 250,000 or around 250,000. But this price that is on the screen represents almost, let's say, 600,000 rands. So a car or a price which comes from South Africa at 250, you eventually buy it in Zimbabwe for 400,000 because they have to cover the costs of the ZEC. The cost of doing business in ZEC is what is causing all these issues in Zimbabwe. There are massive problems at the policy level, at the monetary currency level, and at the monetary policy level. Mthuli is absent. Young Kudamnangaba, have you seen him anywhere? So these guys are not giving direction to the market, and Zimbabweans are going to continue suffering because of the behavior of these guys. Then I want to go to what has happened with the Zimbabwe military. Remember what I said to you, that the Zimbabwe military were resisting the dam, the Kemureza Dam cement project. So there's a cement project in Urungwe which is supposed to be construction by the Chinese at Kemureza Dam. I spoke about it. The Zimbabwe commanders there, ZEC commanders, were not happy that their drinking source and the drinking source of the community was going to be polluted by the new cement plant which is being set up there by the Chinese through their company Lembonman. And who we are looking at here is the ZANU-PF representative and acting chairman of that company with the Chinese. That is Mr. Thomas here. And they have now been given a certificate to operate. So this has been allowed. The permission has now been granted for this project to go ahead. That means until 2026, this project is going to go ahead, and nothing is going to stop it, regardless of the fact that they're going to dump cement into the water. I hate pollution. here in South Africa, last month, 3 ships came from some European country and drove close to Cape Town, and then they dumped a whole lot of toxic material into the ocean near Cape Town. If you go to the beaches right now, you will see some foam that is floating since for the past 3 months. And you cannot step into the water right now in Cape Town because of pollution. But these guys are allowing it there in Zimbabwe. Crazy stuff taking place in Zimbabwe. I do not know where these guys get these strange ideas with the Chinese to build the thing right next to the dam where everyone is drinking. Crazy stuff. And then we have had a very interesting development. Strive Masiyiwa over there. So let me put that away. So Strive Masiyiwa is the founder of Econet Zimbabwe. He has been honored by Harvard for his outstanding work. And Strive Masiyiwa, you know him very well. He is the founder of Econet, Sasai, all the big companies that you know. He is also sitting on the Melinda Gates Foundation, Netflix, and National Geographic boards. So he's been honored with the W.E.B. Du Bois Medal for his exceptional work across multiple fields. He's also been awarded the Borlang World Food Prize medallion. I don't know what he did in the space of food, but he has certainly done something over there that is of interest or significance. That is Strive Masiyiwa doing very, very well globally and internationally. I don't know how these guys do it, but he tends to win almost any prize that you know. You are going to see Kuti. Strive Masiyiwa is going to win it, and he has suddenly become very quiet. You don't see him much. Maybe it's not me; it's me who is not looking. But I don't see him as much as before. Before Strive Masiyiwa used to come every week. You would see him posting something. And I'm no longer going to be slamming Strive Masiyiwa for owing me any money. That is water under the bridge. I'm not going to be worrying about such thing anymore. In fact, I'm looking for a picture of Coltart right now. That's why you see me hesitating a little bit. I'm looking for the picture of Coltart because I want to tell you a massive development that is taking place in Bulawayo. So let's look for the picture of the man, David Coltart. David Coltart is the mayor of Bulawayo, one of the best mayors in the whole country. So what he has done, David Coltart, is, you know that there's this thing that has been happening, right? Where town clerks of major cities have been refusing to leave. So first it was Victoria Falls, and then it is Bulawayo now, and then Harare. The Harare mayor was fired on Monday because he had extended his own term. So what has happened in Bulawayo is that the town clerk of Bulawayo has been fired on Monday. He attempted to extend his term again after he completed his eight years. Christopher Dube, I don't think there's anyone who doesn't know that man. That man was crazy. And when his term of office came up on Monday, they did not extend his contract. So Christopher Dube is out of Bulawayo. People can breathe a sigh of relief. And the Bulawayo City Council is looking for a new town clerk. And I know that David Coltart is going to be very happy about this current situation. It is crazy. Working with Christopher Dube was crazy. That man was not a town clerk. And it's great that he's gone for good. And I hope that they've sorted out the situation in Victoria Falls so that they don't have that guy claiming to be town clerk. These guys must serve their 8 years and go, because the local government board and the laws of Zimbabwe do not allow a town clerk to serve more than 2 terms. It's for a reason. And Bulawayo was suffering immensely under this erratic and irrational behavior of Christopher Dube. Remember the fights that he had and that he caused in the past session or past councils of the Bulawayo City Council. He was a figure that became divisive within the Bulawayo City Council, and I'm happy that he's gone. I know that some people would agree with me, but I am very, very happy that is gone and is not coming back. Then let's go to Mozambique. You see, like today, I'm like, Africa, back to Zimbabwe, Africa, back to Zimbabwe. That's because I've got so much stuff to cover, and it tends to be a lot, but I know that you guys are getting value from the stuff that I'm giving you. So Mozambique is going to the elections on the 9th. So the 9th is on Wednesday, right? That is the 9th. And what has happened is that the SIOM is now met over there with the ambassadors who are based in Mozambique. So I want to show you the ambassador of Zimbabwe. I don't know if he is the ambassador of Zimbabwe, but the head of the SIOM mission there is the former president or the former president. So let's see who is that president. But they've met yesterday with the ambassadors. Zambia isn't there, Zimbabwe isn't there, and also I think I saw, if I'm not mistaken, that is Madagascar or one of those countries. But there is a SIOM right now in Mozambique. What I like about Mozambique, very democratic. Currently, no problems with the election process. I've not had any issues about ballot printing, no Chugumba behavior. And that is because these guys have gone through a period of war. They understand the importance of democracy. They understand the importance of a free and fair process to the development of the country. What you're seeing in Zimbabwe right now is coming from a failure in the past election. So it's crazy stuff, what is happening in Zimbabwe, but other countries around us doing very, very well. And also, SADC has also met this week with the permanent representatives. So SADC and Mnangagwa, I don't know what's happening there. Mnangagwa doesn't seem to have influence. I think he's more of an honorary guy and he doesn't have any influence at SADC. Nothing is happening which involves Mnangagwa right now in SADC. So we'll be giving updates. I'll be giving updates on the situation in Mozambique. I wish I had time. I was going to go over and look there, but I'm currently quite occupied with other things and I won't be able to go to Mozambique. So that is SIOM in Mozambique. That is in fact, I've got a picture here of the head of SIOM, with Dr. Amani Abeid Karume. On the left there, he is the current SIOM chair over there at Mozambique. So I hope that this goes well. He is the former president of Zanzibar and will be overseeing the processes in Mozambique. So looking forward to that election in Mozambique taking place very, very soon. Then I want to end with this situation here. This is H-Metro newspaper. You can go and check out this story. This has been trending for weeks. So this young lady that you're seeing on the screen, she's called Shalom Ramunyenyiwa, Ramunyenyiwa, right? So Shalom Ramunyenyiwa was a Form 4 student and she has given birth to twins. And currently, she was impregnated by a man called Kudzai Masakadze, aged 36. And she was 16 years old, lived in Kuwadzana. Then I do not know what happened here, but there is some sort of disagreement on whether this was a consensual relationship or if the parents forced them into this marriage. So after this happened, the man who impregnated her, Kudzai Masakadze, then disappeared. And I'm sure he's a married man. And then she gave birth alone. As obviously there was a complication between his family, his wife, and herself. And he was arrested last week, Kudzai Masakadze, for rape. And you know that in Zimbabwe, it's illegal to have a relationship with a girl who is under a certain age, I think it's 18. So now there are donations that have been given to this young lady here, Shalom. And I do not know how this is going to end because he was now married to her. So they were now married, living as man and wife. She was a second wife. That's my understanding, although she's 16 years old. So this whole situation is crazy. You can go check out the story in the H Metro newspaper. They will give you more details of all the allegations surrounding the relationship, the complicated relationship, and the current situation where she's been given donations because she was now living in destitution and she's got twins. So if you're 16 years old, avoid 36-year-old guys. There is no future in that kind of setup. There's no 36-year-old man who's going to marry a 16-year-old girl. When you're 16, all you're thinking about is going to malls and shopping and TikTok and watching your phone. And a 36 years old man has got so many problems. He's been on the road for a long, long time. And it just doesn't work. There's no need for it to have such a relationship. And if you're a 36-year-old man, you cannot have a relationship with these young ladies. It won't work at all. So I don't encourage it. Find him with my senior, my returning soldier, and Munopedzerana Ekoko. Right, I think I've covered everything. Let's end with FIFA. There is currently a committee from FIFA of 2 that is arrived in Zimbabwe, and they are looking at the current structure of FIFA and all the problems bedeviling soccer in Zimbabwe. So you can go check out that delegation. I'll give you pictures when I find them. And I think I've covered everything here that I wanted to cover. There is nothing here that I do not have. And so we're going to recap. In fact, there's one more story that I want to cover, a crazy story. I can't go without covering this story. This story is unbelievable. So I do not know what to think about this current situation in Kenya. This is African Stream. African Stream is a crazy channel. Like, literally, when you go on the channel, you want to laugh because of the way they present, especially that young guy on the right. They present in a very strange fashion, and they've been banned. So African Stream has been banned from all the platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and they've been locked out of their email. This is because they are being accused of a Russian-funded or Russia Today funded media house. And the US is not happy with these guys, African Stream. So they've been banned. They've got no access right now to any social media because of what their activities seem to be supporting everything to do with the Russians. And if you have watched some of their videos, you know what I'm talking about. These guys would go crazy and say all sorts of statements. Especially that young guy there, I do not know what that was all about. But it eventually caught the attention of the guys in the USA, and they've been banned for good. They will not be allowed into the email for 2 years. That is what has happened over there. So let's recap. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has slammed Nelson Chamisa for what happened after the elections, after their post-2023 election review conference in Nyanga, and they've now proposed that political parties should be registered. They're saying that Nelson Chamisa, by not registering his party, that is what caused the problems in the 2023 elections, and also his failure to go to court with his problems after the election results were announced. They said that caused problems, and they are encouraging Nelson Chamisa to move forward and forget about the 2023 elections and go to the 2028 elections. But that all comes after Nelson Chamisa has said nothing. Did he say anything? Did he say any complaint in the past week? No, but they still issued that statement. And I think it's Utolile Silayigwana. That guy is the one who issued such a statement. He gave an interview to Newsday and says Chamisa should move on, and they are going to amend the Electoral Act so that all parties should be registered. This has not been made welcomed by anyone, but that is the suggestion that is out there, that eventually or soon all elections, all political parties should be registered in Zimbabwe. Now let me quickly look at the comments. Ngoba Moise Saka awugone kusiya zita raChamisa here naye murume ave nendevu. Don't just talk about Chamisa akasiya policy dzenyu dzekuitiswa idzi. Yes, mkoma moyo Utolile Silayigwana must understand that Chamisa has said nothing. What if he doesn't come back? Like I always say. And then Mkoma Boniface says ZANU is after Chamisa and Borandi Anomakwa. And then Mushavan is a political governor. Mr. Weak Zig Mnangagwa, his zig is falling, and the bankers have issued a statement today. They've said that the zig is going to crash parabolically and prices are going to rise parabolically, and we're going to have a serious problem. You can go check out that story. It's in all the newspapers. That is the Herald and the Newsday. And Mkoba Hash Papi, good morning to you. But maybe you might want to change your name. Hash Papi Akasungwa for some reasons. And also, as I said, we are going to get Mumve for you guys. I'm going to get a new version of Mumve next week. If you don't take Mumve, so I want everyone to take that thing. I actually promote the use of Mumve. Whenever salad. Then Mkobati one says, why Vasinga Chavangu? Okay, let me tell you about Chavangu. It's crazy what Chavangu has done. Chavangu, Mkobati one, has gone to parliament and they've said they wanted the statue of King Lobengula and Queen Lozike to be put right opposite the statue of Mbuyanehanda and Sekuruka Guvi. So that is what they went to parliament to say yesterday. And it's crazy. So that's all they do when they go to parliament and sing Chavangu, right now enjoying that $6 million that they were given by parliament. So I'd like to thank all of you for watching and thank you for all your support. I'll see you again today in the evening. I hope that I've given you enough stories. Today was a big news day, so I don't have opinions. You see, I didn't do any opinions today. So in the evenings, that's why I try to give you my opinions and what is going to happen. But today was amazing. I think we've covered a lot. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good day.